Hello friends, my name is Lala Imanverdi and welcome to Dance to Eat. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make basmati rice. Rice 101. I'm also going to be showing you how to make quinoa. And from here on, we're going to be using it in many different recipes. They're beautiful, aromatic, and you're not going to believe how easy it is to make. But first thing I want to talk about saffron. Saffron is traditionally very old and very expensive spice. You know, 95% of it is grown in Iran, no wonder. And it takes about 150 crocus flowers to produce 1 single kilogram of saffron. Yeah, that's why it's expensive. Okay, so one thing I wanted to let you know that in purchasing saffron, don't be fooled. Don't buy already grinded, so because they add all kinds of other stuff to it, so they can, you know, sell it in bulk. What you want to do is something like this. You want to make sure that you see the threads. That's how you want to purchase them. So and grind it yourself in a coffee grinder or one of those, you know, the little grinder things, whatever they're called. Okay, so this is how I keep my saffron. I grind it and I put it in little containers like this. And so traditionally, how to use saffron, we usually do this. Take a little bit of the saffron, grind the saffron, put it in a cup, okay? Now make sure to close the lid. From experience, yes, I've knocked it down once and that was not pretty. I literally picked out piece by piece because you don't want to waste this stuff. All right, so once in here, what we do is put some hot water on it, just like that. And look at that, immediate gorgeous color. So let's sit for about 10 to 15 minutes and it's going to be beautiful. But recently how they've been making it or bringing it to usable stage is that they found that if you put some saffron in a cup and put some ice cubes in there and let it melt slowly, and it creates the most beautiful color. So our saffron is ready. We're going to get to that in a minute. Anyway, well, another little trick that you can do is befriend a Persian, and every time they go back, say, hey, bring me back some saffron. It's less expensive. All right, now rice. Rice is the long grain, beautiful basmati, aromatic, and I love it. And I'm going to show you the optimal way to make it, and then I'm going to show you another way, the easier way to make it. So traditionally is usually from India, but other parts of the world grow it as well. Make sure you also purchase the finest ingredient, okay? Don't be fooled by any other makers. Okay, what we're going to do is, this is about 3 to 4 cups of rice, depending on how many people are in your family and how much you're going to use. So we're going to put this in brine. So how that's going to happen, we're going to wash it about 5 or 6 times because it's very cloudy. So this is what we do. We wash and drain about 5 times until the water runs clear. So then you know that you're ready. Wash, wash, wash. It's almost there. When I was a kid, I always thought this was like a waste of time. Why do you have to wash it so many times? And now I understand. All right. I think that's looking good. Okay, so now the water is running clear. We're going to put this in brine. Ooh, I have to put water in there. All right. You're going to put water in there. Let it come to the top, cover it about 1 inch from the rice. So this is what it is. And we are going to use rock salt. Now you can put regular salt in here, that's totally fine. But in my family we use rock salt. And this is, well, it's kind of like a cheesecloth. What you do, you want something that's going to have, you know, the salt is going to come out and really brine the rice. About 2 to 3 tablespoons of rock salt. Just hold it in your hand and let it get everywhere. I just fold it up like this, like a little pouch, and wrap it around. Make sure it's nicely tight. And what we're going to do, we're just going to sink it in there all the way down in the bottom. Make sure it's not floating. And that is going to infuse the entire rice with gorgeous salt. And it's going to brine it, and it's just like soaking beans. It really tenderizes the rice. Now you can keep this for about 8 hours for the best result. 2 to 3 days, and you can just use it within those however many days in the refrigerator. You can put it like this, or you can cover it up. Okay, now I've got one already here. So this is what it looks like. Same thing, but this has been brining for about 2 days. So what you do, see how the less salt has gotten? Okay, we're going to take this out, obviously. I'm going to set it aside. And then we're going to drain it. So use some water to wash out the excess salt. So we don't want it too salty. There we go. That looks about right. Now what we're going to do, we're going to boil this just like you're making pasta. Now I'm going to show you how to do that. I have water boiling here, and so let's go to the pot and I'll show you how to do that. Okay guys, so now the water has come up to boil. We're going to put the rice in. Just slide it in ever so gently. Make sure you have enough water in there. There we go. So we are going to let this come to boil, cook, and I will show you when to decide that it's done. So this is looking beautiful. It's come up to a boil. And what we want here is the consistency of, like how you're making pasta, al dente. So we want a little bite on the inside, but we want the outside to cook a bit. This is so hard trying to film and also cook at the same time. Okay, so we want a consistency of al dente. So we're going to take the rice in our fingers like this. We're going to mash it. Do you see how it goes, mashes, like it's soft on the outside, but it has a little bite on the inside. So that is ready to be drained. Okay guys, so it's ready. Now we're going to drain. Be careful with your hands. Turn that down, the heat down, and just pick it up and come on over to your strainer and just drain. Now we're going to run some cold water on it. Just make sure that it stops cooking because we're going to steam it. And also, if it's too salty, that will make it go away. Alright, let this put the pot over here. And I'm going to show you how to set it up. Okay. Now make sure you take the rice and you toss it a couple of times, just like that, because we don't want it sticking together. We're going to make this long, beautiful grains of rice. Okay, this is the best part. Now, everybody always fights over what's going to happen right now. So we're going to build a beautiful crust on the bottom. Now, most people put some saffron just to give it a color and with the oil. Okay, we'll do that. I don't have a problem with that. So we put some extra virgin olive oil in the bottom of the pan. Not much, just enough to coat it. Okay. And look at this color. Isn't that gorgeous? This has been sitting in about 10 minutes and that's the result. It's beautiful. So we put some saffron in the bottom. Just mix it up. And here's the fighting part. It's called tadib. So this is just a flatbread lavash, if you have it, or you can use tortilla, whatever you have. Just put it in the bottom of the pot, just like that. Make sure you coat entire pot, the bottom of the pot. Okay, now we are ready to bring the rice and put it in here to steam. All right, we'll bring the rice over. Be careful, it's hot. There we go. Now you can do it with the spatula. I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm used to it. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to take the spatula and we're going to make it all presentable and pretty, and also make sure that heat goes all around and makes it a gorgeous steam. Now my mom and grandma usually just take the spoon, flip it over and poke a couple of holes, just like that. There you go. What we're going to do, we're going to add some oil on top. Or you can have butter, whatever you like. So we're going to sprinkle some or a lot, because this is the flavor in there also. There we go. We don't want it dry, so this is the reason why we do that. Now, I like to just take the saffron, put it in a little corner, just like that. What it's going to do, it's going to infuse the entire rice with this gorgeous aroma, and it's going to give a beautiful color. And I will show you at the end how we're going to present this. Now, take a cloth, clean one. These are just for my rice, so I don't use it for anything else. Take the lid. Now we're going to set it down and wrap it around the lid, because we want to secure the steam in here. All right, there we go. Perfect. Now we're going to put it back on the stove and steam it on about medium low for about 35 to 45 minutes, and we'll see the results. Okay, so now I'm going to show you an easier way of making basmati rice, so you don't have to brine it. Oh, another thing, if you don't have time to brine or whatnot, you don't want to do this process, what you do, you just put the water in a pot and put the rice and salt in it and let it come to boil just like that. And you know, all the process that we did, same exact thing, you can do that. Now this is an easier way. It's called kate. So I have about 2 cups of rice in here. Same exact thing. We're going to wash it till the cloudiness clears up and the water runs clear. All right. About 5 minutes, or until you see it clearing up. I think one more time will do for this. All right. So same thing, 1 part rice, 2 part water. That's what we're going to do. Fill it up with water. Now another trick my grandmother taught me. Take your finger, pull it, put it in. When it touches the top of the rice and the first line on your finger, the water comes up to that, that's good enough water. Isn't that amazing? She's wonderful. Okay, so to this, we're going to add salt. About half a teaspoon of salt. Okay. Then we're going to add some oil or butter. You can use 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter, or we can use oil, extra virgin olive oil. Excellent. And we're going to put it on about medium to medium high heat and let it boil, and it's going to reduce, the water's going to evaporate, and then I'm going to show you what to do next, okay? So we put that, we turn it on, all right, and then when it's ready, we're going to also steam it. So we're going to do the same thing as we did there. We're going to cover the pot, the lid with a cloth, and we're going to put it on medium-low heat till it cooks. Now on this one, it's going to create this wonderful, beautiful crust on the bottom, just a rice crust. You don't need a bread or anything like that. So the steaming and putting the lid with a towel, that helps on that. And I'm going to show you the end result in a minute. Okay, now we're going to go on to quinoa. Now you may say, what is quinoa? Okay, quinoa is a grain-like crop. I get one of these bags at Costco, so they're great quality. I use it a lot, and sometimes I substitute it for rice. So it's a beautiful thing to do. It's so much protein in here, and there's less fat. It's originated in South America, and actually it was considered mother of all grains. Hey, why not eat it? It's good for you, and it's easy to make, and same thing as how we make the kete. I'll show you again. So we're going to take a pot. Here's about 2 cups of quinoa. Same thing like rice. We're going to wash it. Again, we're going to make sure the water runs clear. You want to use a strainer for this because some of the quinoa may wash off. And you want to catch it in a strainer and then put it back in there because you don't want to lose many. I think that's good. It's going to have this yellowish color. So again, when the water runs clear, then you know you've done a good job. Same thing with here. Fill it up. Like my grandmother said, with your finger. Excellent. Now we're going to add some oil, extra virgin olive oil. There we go. And then to this, I like to flavor it a little bit with about half a teaspoon of garlic powder. So we're going to put some of that in there. And of course, salt. All right. And pepper. So this is going to give beautiful taste. Now this is just a basic recipe just making quinoa. I make it many different ways, but this is original. So, and some lemon juice. You don't need to add any of this. You can just make it with the salt and butter or the oil. That'll do. Okay. Now we're going to mix it up a bit. Make sure you break down the garlic because when the water hits it, it tends to crumble it up. All right. Same thing what we did with the kete. We're going to put it on heat. Oops. Turn it on. And we're going to pop the lids on those and wait till they come to boil. And then we're going to, again, cover it with the cloth, the lid with the cloth, and let it sit for about quinoa takes about 20 minutes, no longer than that. And the rice, same thing, 25 to 30 minutes, and then it's done. So I'm going to show you how it is. What I'm going to use here, and I just melted some butter, and we're going to use zerish, which are these gorgeous red currants. Now, some people like to add sugar to this, but you know what? Not me. I like the really tart, beautiful flavor of that. And also, I'm going to be adding some slivered pistachios. Woohoo! Now look at that. It's a gorgeous topping. So we're going to add rice and saffron into this, and this is how we're going to decorate our rice. Okay guys, we are ready to plate our basmati rice. Let me get it so it should be ready. It's been about 45 minutes. Ooh, it's hot. Okay, here we go. So we're going to lift the lid off. It smells so divine. Oh my goodness. You know, they should have one of those scratch and sniff thingies on the on TV. That would be great. Okay, so here we are. Oh, I forgot. We are going to take some reserve. Where'd it go? Right there. So this is for the topping. What we're going to do, we're going to take some rice, the saffron, remember I added in here, that part of the rice, saffron part of the rice, we're going to take it out. We're going to put it in this topping that we made earlier, okay, just like so. But you know what? We're going to add a little mini saffron to it because we just love the color and the aroma and beautiful flavor that it gives. Okay. Then we're going to mix this all up just like that. Oh, this is so gorgeous. I really wish you can smell this. Oh my goodness. Alright, so our topping is set. So we'll set that aside. And here we go. Make sure when you're plating the rice, when you're taking out of the pot, you don't squish it, okay? Fluff it up just like that. And really use it tenderly, just like that, because it is very tender. It's beautiful. Of course it is. I made it. Haha. All right, a little bit more, and then we're going to put the topping on there. Look at the size of that grain. I mean, they're huge. That's what brining does. It makes it beautiful. Okay, so we're going to go to the topping because I always like making my creation beautiful. And you can decorate this however you like. I usually would just like to set it like that. Maybe in an angle. That works for me. I just noticed that I'm out of zirish. That's the currants. That's not a good thing. Calling mom right now. Or else you will see a lot more on here. Okay. I love this stuff. That's why I use it all the time. Beautiful! Please try this. It's going to be your favorite, I promise. Okay, 1 down, 2 to go. Oh, I'm forgetting the best part, the tadir. You hear that crunch? Oh, yum! Okay, let's just take a little, all over. Let's just take a little piece. It's hot! Alright, there we go. Woo! Hot, 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 hot. Look at that. Look at that crunchy, gorgeous, golden brown. Yum. Okay, I gotta taste. Sorry. Oh, it's hot. That's good. That's why everybody fights over it. Okay, let's put this aside. And we're gonna get our next creation. Next thing is the kate. You know, this is when you cross your fingers that it comes out right. Every single time that I make it, it does come out perfectly. But today I'm taping, fingers crossed. We'll see. Alright, looks beautiful. Hey, I believe in my work, okay? But sometimes, yeah. Okay, so what you want to do, just go along the side, just like that. Make sure that it doesn't stick, or hasn't gotten away from you and stuck to the pot. Okay. Here is where we hold our breath and hope it comes out. Alright, here we go. So turn it over just like that. Woo! Yeah, baby. There's your rice cake. Lovely. Beautiful. See how easy that one was? And it comes out just as gorgeous. Okay, pots everywhere. Let's put this away. Oh my goodness. You should smell it in here. It smells so good. Now, tonight, my kids and my husband are going to come home and say, okay, Mommy, what's for dinner? I have so much rice. Rice and quinoa. That's it. They're not going to be happy, but hey, I got to make something for them topping. Okay, so now time for the quinoa. Alright guys, here's the quinoa. Now, it's very important for quinoa. You can't just put your spatula in there, scoop it out. We're not going to do that. You're going to take a fork, and what you're going to do, you're going to fluff it, because it's really, really fine grains that need fluffing. All right, that's what we're doing. So this is what it looks like. Woo! Hear that sizzle. We're just gonna fluff it just like that. Gorgeous. And it smells great too. That grain, that rustic smell. It's beautiful. And it's inexpensive, it's full of protein, and it's low fat. Why not? Okay, that'll do. Now, this is just a start of beautiful recipes to come. So this is the basic rice making, the basmati rice in quinoa, and I hope you try it and you enjoy it. Now, it's time for me to go dance.
Jadinya break down, 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 na, oh, para cima. Quatro para baixo, shake, mais, 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 ma, oh, para cima. Give it up. Toma, jadinya break down, 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 na, oh, para cima. Quatro para baixo, shake, mais, 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 ma, oh, para cima. Menea aquí, cadera hasta arriba, mena por fuera, cosa está buena, cuidado y te quema tu otra pelea, pa'lante y pa' atrás, rica, chiquita, bonita, bonita, naquita, morena, naquita, divina, con vaya tranquila, mamita, está rica, pa'lante y pa' atrás, baby, al lado, baby, bailando por el lado, baby, estoy tocado, baby, al lado, baby, bailando por el lado, baby, estoy tocado. Mami, el país es el tú, a hueco vengo yo, mami, la vaina es el tú, saltando, mami, el país es el tú, a hueco vengo yo, mami, la vaina es el tú. Toma, jadinya break down, 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 ma, oh, para cima. Quatro para baixo, shake, mais, 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 ma, oh, para cima. Y mira corazón que tu papi soy yo, bailando en la calle, Brasil en New York, pasito pa' frente, pasito pa' atrás, pa'lante y pa' atrás, pa'lante y pa' atrás. Montaña en el party, cochina, mamita, hombre con mi llave, con fuerte que grita, daddy con guante, con su papelado, pa'lante y pa' atrás, pa'lante y pa' atrás. Dale mambo. Ahí. Dale mambo. Baby, al lado, baby, bailando por el lado, baby, estoy tocado. Baby, al lado, baby, bailando por el lado, baby, estoy tocado. Mami, el país es el tú, a hueco vengo yo, mami, la vaina es el tú, saltando, mami, el país es el tú, a hueco vengo yo, mami, la vaina es el tú.
So I hope you enjoyed today's show, and please tune in next week where we're going to have another fabulous recipe. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.